Hello, my name is Brenda Unu. I am level 2 Yada from Lagos, Nigeria. Now, I want to tell you about my experience in the yard. The Intentional Parents Academy, which is what we fondly call the yard, is a place that I have been in for the past 4 years. Now, I typically spend 2 years at each level because I have 4 kids and I say to myself, I'm concentrating on 2 bedtime. But it's an inside joke. So I've done 2 years in level 1 and this is my second year in level 2. And I will say to you that it has been a ride. What have I learned? The first thing is that I came to the inner circle where my kids were 13, 11, 8, and 3. And I was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed was my middle name. I thought that there was something really wrong with the children and I needed help. But the first lesson I learned was that parenting was first about me, and it was me that something was wrong with, and I needed to fix me so that I could help them. Now, it was quite a humbling experience, and of course you will hear us say in the yard that you have to first of all sow your humility agbada, because there's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to that humility can take you through, because the kids of these days they come correct, right? They spot any hypocrisy from a mile off and they call you out. So if you're not ready and you don't come correct, you will be spotted. So that's one thing the year does for us. It gave me structure, it gave me tools, it gave me guides, and it gave me accountability and consistent education on what was new, what was trending, what was important, and what to look out for bedtime. Now, my 3-year-old at the time I came is the one I call my TIP baby. He was really young when I joined, and so I was able to use all the systems and structures and the tools in place, and I can see the difference between him and his siblings, and so I know that this thing works. Also, I noticed that even for the older children, my daughter was already 13, I have been able to use the same systems and have been able to improve her drastically. Now, what did I do? Of course, with her, we couldn't do the exact same things because she was older and was resisting more, but with connection, I was able to build influence and lead her positively. Today, she just graduated secondary school and her awards and all the accolades show me that something was right. So what are you waiting for? I invite you today to join us in the inner circle. We take new entries every December and you will be glad you did. Your life will change positively. You would see the change in your children. Other people will tell you it is something that cannot be hidden and there is no fool that gives you results. So come in and get your own results. But get ready to work, because there is work in the inner circle, but we work and it shows. So thank you. My name is Brenda Unu, a mother of 4, a mother of a 4-time Yada, and we did here.
Welcome here, everyone. It's another day to learn and grow. For you seeing my face for the first time, okay, my name is Temitope, the TIP Academy Support, and people call me TIP Bishop. So we have in the studio with us today Madam Ameena Isma'il. Firstly, before we start the session today, our coach will be joining us very soon. And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate, to give honor to whom honor is due to, Coach Wendy Ologi, for giving this platform to each and every one of us to learn and grow. To learn and grow. People have come to this academy from all walks of life, from different countries, come with a particular problem, but today is now a testimony. So my intentional parenting journey is more of a testimony of what we have been doing in the yard. If you are hearing, I'm a yada. So these are people of the inner circle program. So they have been coming here since September to share how the inner circle the structure has been able to transform their life. So if you are joining us for the first time today, I believe this is enough information to help you understand what we are doing here today. And as we begin this journey today, I want you to click on the share button. Begin to share it now to your friends and family, because you are about to hear a story of implementation that will turn your life around. And as a yada, go to your cohort right now and make that noise. And if you have done all that, remember to drop your fire emoji in the comment section. As I said earlier, we are having in the studio with us, we are Madam Ameena Isma'il. Good morning, ma. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Tokwe, the TIP Bishop. Good morning, Yadas too. How are you today? It's going to be a fun day already. I don't know, I can already feel it. How are you, Mr. Tokwe?
I'm very fine. Thank you so much, Ma. So to start with, Her audience in the house, many are driving right now, many are on the road. They want to hear how was parenting for you before you joined the inner circle, how it has been able to change the ways and your perspective about parenting right from your first day in the inner circle. Over to you, ma.
Okay, good morning, everyone, once again. Thank you so much to the VC herself, the VC of the VC, the VC, the VC, Coach
Yeah,
Wendy Ologe, my coach, my mentor for over 3 years running now, non-stop. We move till the end. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Coach, for this platform. Thank you for this opportunity. I do not take it for granted. It's been it's been a long journey, and you have literally held my hands throughout this journey. And I'm saying thank you, to the governor, the governor, their governor. Thank you so much, Coach Kule Ologe. It's how you just the way you just show up steady every single time and show up what it continues to show us what is possible. Thank you so much, sir. To my cohort 1B members, thank you so much for it's been a journey, honestly. Just putting me there, cohort leader. I was like, how? Where do I start from? And shout out to my assistant co-lead, Mr. Chidi. It's just been very beautiful. Everyone, to masterpiece women, Omo, Ifu, all of you should scratch your eye. Thank you so much to my stretch lead members, everyone, and my dear sister too. I am just so grateful because it's just been a journey doing life with all of you. All of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then to my Kano Yadas, you guys know now. You know how we do it in Kano. We're not menu, but we're a storm. And we just, once we take hold, just know that that's all. So yes, Mr. Tokwe, you said, how did I get into the yard? So this mother
yes,
here,
ma.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
you can be heard clearly.
Okay. Because there's a picture frozen. I want to know if it's me or, yeah, so I could change networks. But if you can hear me, then let me go ahead. So yes, how did I get into the yard? So I got into the yard. This is my third year running. Um, I heard about CIP sometime around July 2022. So I'm a mom of four. I'm a mom to four boys, four generations, four nations, as I call them. And at that time, I had a 9-year-old, 5 and 3. Yes. So that was it for me. And God knows I was struggling. I was. So motherhood was something I really looked forward to because being a mom, being I because my childhood was a very beautiful one. So shout out to my parents. Very warm people, and it was something I really did look forward to. And then I grew up with 5 girls, and our last brother, the last was a boy. So we grew up with this household that was just filled with so much fun, warmth, laughter. My father is not your typical African man that is like, sit down here, sit down. We would jump on daddy's bed, we would gist with him. I think even him more than my mom. So that was the background we had. That was the background I had. Just having fun. We worked together. Everything just came kind of naturally. There wasn't so much. Yes, children will still be children. Mommy will do this, daddy will, but generally, honestly, it was a beautiful experience. My friends will always come around. We're like, now, we like your dad, we like your home. It was just a beautiful place to be. And so getting married and having kids, I thought this is no big deal. We're just going to just, have it easy like that. And then I had the first one. The first one was also your typical, sit down, he sits, stand up, he stands, that systemic child everyone was to have, the one we call, the obedient children. And it was also not bad, so I was there still busy arranging clothes according to their colors. I was something else as a new mom. It was really exciting for me. Then came the second one, and then my life changed after less than 2 years because one plus my son was all over the place from crawling on the wall to here, there, and I was like, what is this? Nobody told me about this. Is he not just supposed to come down when I say come down? Is he not just supposed to sit down when I say sit? So it was a struggle. Then came the third. God knows after that second one, I was like, Lord, please let the third one be a girl. Let him be a girl. And I didn't check. So I was like, no, I'm not going to even check. I'm not going to check. I'm going to be surprised. And then that guy, today is just going to be gist and gist and gist. So the guy
Right.
told, oh, I know you don't want to know, but it looks like the way the placenta is placed, it looks like it's a girl. And I was like, yes, this is it. Please, I need to rest, And then, and then the third came and it was a boy. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm totally done. I'm not going this journey again. How do I even deal with these two I'm dealing with? Thanks to the second that feels like three children in one. So I really did start to struggle. It was, there was just so much energy. I didn't understand what was going on anymore. That peaceful life, that because I've always liked structure, so I've always loved that structured life. We wake up, we do this, we do that, and then my second son wouldn't just even let any. I couldn't have peace. So I started to, okay, what do I do? So school, they started school early too, and so I had the little one in my hand, and then I now had the last one again, which was so not planned at all. But we kept going. I think I started having some form of depression, which I didn't even know I did have. But I just know that, okay, I woke up, I was on autopilot. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. My baking business started picking up. So I would prepare them to school, have get back into my kitchen. I was working from home, baking from home. I would bake, and then those that had not started school, I could take care of them. And then came, thank God for the screen. So in my head, I was like, thank God for all of those beautiful, what are their names now? Cat Noah. Just, I can't even remember. Can you see how far we are from screen and all of those things? But God knows my children, the last two in particular, the screen did a lot of parenting for me. I just needed peace. This was a new business I was doing. I wanted to concentrate. And so I would just keep them in front of the screen. And that's the little two, the older two had started school, and go, I would bake and attend to my customers' orders and all of that. So that was the structure. For me, that was structure, right? Like if you needed food, I will feed you, keep it back on the screen. I'll put you for siesta. They had siesta time. So we had routine. Yeah, so we had a little bit of reading, just touch here, because my parents actually did that for us. So we had a little bit of reading, we had some toys, but there was nothing intentional, honestly. So thanks to the screen, at least they'll keep them busy for me. And then they had each other too. Um, then came holidays, and the fact that my husband got transferred out of Kano. He's a very hands-on dad. So the moment he's around, he takes over, and I'm like, okay, now I can breathe. Then he got transferred from Kano. Then holiday time came. Even when he was around, holiday time was a time I dreaded, because how do you leave me at home with all of these children and then you're going to work? So I would be so upset. I would be so angry. What am I supposed to do with them now? And all of that. So I I just continued. Honestly, I just continued. There was a lot of yelling involved. I had a visitor come visit me one day, and she was like, who is Amar? She called the second one. I'm sure he is the first child. I was like, no, the first child is not Amar. She was like, she thought he was the first child because I was constantly yelling his name. Amar, Amar, calm down. Amar, this. So she thought that was my first child. I was like, no, he wasn't. So it was, honestly, it wasn't, it sounds very, but I wasn't in a good place. I wasn't in a good place at all. And then I had done this course with some people. I know Brenda Unu was one of them. There was this Miss Chioma Muma. She was a parenting coach at the time. And so I would pay attention to what she was doing. But I was like, I don't know what this woman is in, parenting coach. We're here to learn about business, parenting coach. But I was really interested. I didn't even know I was drawing close to the things that she was saying. And so I started following her. You know how you do a course together and they're like, all of you follow each other. So I started following her. I was there to actually grow my baking business. That was why I did that course. And so one day she posted on her story something about TIP, holiday bundle. I was like, holiday bundle, what are we doing? Holiday bundle, what is it about? But the moment I saw holiday, I jumped, because anything to make my holiday a little more peaceful and a little more sane, because for me, I was just running, and so I paid for it, and I started going through the resource. I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. It just took me back to my childhood. I didn't know that I had forgotten that part of me, the coloring, the actually having to do things. You wake up, there's something to do, the structure, the chores you do, the movies you watch. It looked like a very intentionally put thing together, not my sporadic, things that I was doing all around. So I was grateful for it. And that was the first holiday I had some form of sanity. And so we sat and we did things together. I didn't have to do so much. Yes, but I could see that the kids were picking up really fast. So that was honestly, that was the first holiday I had some form of, I enjoyed, and the kids too had so much fun. And then I joined coach, her Tuesday lives. I started attending Tuesday lives. I started learning from her, and I would just hear the yard. What happens in the yard? We do this in the yard, we do that in the yard. Then MIPJ series started too. I think that was the year. I'm not sure if that was the year it started exactly, but I was there too. So I followed through, and I was like, I don't need anybody to tell me this is where I want to be. I can't handle these children's energy. They will be calm when their dad is around. The moment he closes the door like this, is like, what's happening? Everyone just, it's like they just released some them from one caged place, and everyone is just all everywhere. So I was like, okay, I need help. So I jumped into the yard in December 2022, and that was how I got into the yard. Yes, Ife Sinachi of the Most High.
Thank you
How
so
are you?
much, Ma. That was so beautiful. I mean, hearing how you found about the inner circle, how you joined the inner circle, the struggles you had before you found the inner circle program. Many of the times we think that we actually, coming for our children without knowing that we actually recognizing to come here to save ourselves. It is first saving ourselves. We need to first save ourselves before motherhood. Oftentimes, when I hear people talk about how they found about the inner circle program, how they learned about it, what they are doing here, every time, it's always about coming to, learn how to parent, how to raise your children, without first realizing it is first for you. It is so beautiful how God often bets purpose from just our pain, trying to, how you've actually explained how you chased Amira and all that. Then it was so frustrating. I mean, it's so disturbing to actually do things from a place of no knowledge. When you come into knowledge and you behold knowledge, you see that you've actually been coming from you're coming from a far place. So many things are chasing you. You are coming from a lot. And that's why the inner circle is always here to actually hold our hands. Coach is always rooting for us. Coach is always patting us. Coach is always telling us, showing us that there is a way. And the way is the inner circle program. Your story now is showing us that, I mean, when you actually think that it is for your children, actually it's for you. It is for you. You are doing it not for you, because when you do things from a place of peace without running around, it is for you. It is for your sanity. It's for you first. Thank you so much, Ma. That was so beautifully shared. And I mean, your story, we're already getting blessed. Hearing, I know you are the founder of Nurturing Boys Academy. You've been in the inner circle. How did that shift your mindset about raising boys, parenting in general, about how you've been able to do it in a different pattern, how it have actually brought so much peace to you and your marriage as well, and your career and the business you do in general? How has inner circle actually impacted and affected that angle of your life? Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Ife Sinachi. So, the first thing that hit me in the inner circle was the seriousness of it, because I love learning. Prior to that, I had this background. I had done like a diploma in Islamic psychology. So I think that was where the shift started to come. You can be somewhere and you don't even know that there's a problem. But I think that was 2018, 2017. That was when my eyes started opening to the fact that there was a problem. They would dish out all of these theories, child psychology. We did a whole lot of Eric Erikson, everything. There was a whole lot that was taught to us. Still, I couldn't use that knowledge, the practicality of it. I couldn't bring it, like apply it to my own self and to my own children. So it was almost like I went to school for 2 years. I learned something and I just really couldn't see it. But actually was already doing something in me, especially for myself first. You know how this thing. So we did child psychology too, even during that course. But I couldn't relate to it. That was because I hadn't even dealt with my own issues first. So I didn't even, like, they were just there. I don't understand what you were saying about child brain. My own brain, have I finished learning about it? Have I finished understanding my issues? So, but when I got into the inner circle, I was just like, okay, yeah, another parent, another course, another thing that we are doing. And then the first thing was when they say, okay, coach say save this number. And I was like, oh, we are many now. How does coach want to interact with every one of us? And I got a response. I was like, okay, I'm in for maybe something different. So there was just something different. And I was like, okay, I'm not pay attention. And now when I start to talk to myself like that and call my name, I'm like, okay, this is business, this is serious business. Pay attention. And then the day of the induction, I was like, okay, I attended, I was attending, and I had this. I loved to then I loved to multitask a lot because I was baking, I was doing so much, and I had young kids, 4 of them. So I was ironing their clothes while during the induction. So we're ironing and I was ironing and all of that. Next thing, we hadn't gotten in, it wasn't up to 10 minutes. I didn't know how I crawled from that. I didn't know when I found myself seated on my table and I started writing. There was just a shift for me at that induction. You know how when you come, I'm not someone, I call myself a believer. Masterpiece woman, people understand. When am I off the screen? Okay. So when I believe in something, when I don't doubt, I don't ask questions, I don't go say, no, what does this have to offer me? Who is this person? I jump right in. But then I just didn't know because it wasn't something I was seeing anyone doing before. So I was like, okay, let's just see what this person has to offer. But when you hear substance, and that's another thing, I'm able to recognize value. It doesn't take me time. I'm able to record. And I stood up. I didn't know how I went. I sat. I was in my biro. I was writing. And I was like, what is this? Because whatever it is I did, I was doing it with my sister. So I have a set of twins after me. And they've just been like the biggest blessings to me. And so when we were getting into the yard, I literally dragged Rekia. She's on the stream right now. And her twin sister, I was like, come, we're getting it together. Because they said that, we're very close. Siblings, 5 girls, the last is a boy, very very close. That one our parents did for us. So we don't do life alone. We were not even used to doing life alone already. It's just that there was the intentionality. All these things get levels. You come to coach, and then everything when they say TIP is the expectation, it is indeed the expectation. So I jumped in with them, and that was my greatest blessing, because when we both now had a shared vision, I had someone to bounce off ideas of, and so it was a beautiful journey right from the word go. I remember then we traveled home to see my parents, and that holiday was just something else. So we found ourselves crafting our family values together. We're looking at our media plan together. Like, okay, they will soon submit to. They say we should submit to, and we're very, very booky people in our house. So we took it like, okay, this is work, like the jam, as if it's WIAC we're writing. They say we should submit. Okay, have you submitted? Have you done it? Okay, let me see your own. So that was it. We just literally jumped in with all of ourselves, our bodies, everything. We're not there questioning. And in the beginning, it was the excitement of it all. It was like, okay, I'm learning something new and all that. I didn't even know there was a thing about trauma healing. No. I know coach will say something like that, but what are you talking about? We are okay. My parents did well. It's just these children that just came to disturb my life, and I don't understand. I need to fix them. So that was still the mindset. It took a while. See, there's something about parents exposing your children to a life outside of you. No matter how intentional you are, you cannot know it all. So this was someone who believed my parents were my everything. What my friends will even come to my home to come and seek my parents' advice. So what are you telling me? I'm okay now, I'm doing well. So what TIP did for me was opening my eyes to my blind spots. I will always forever thank coach for opening my eyes to my blind spots, because even your parents will not see the work that they have not done in them. So they can't see it in you. No, they can't see, because there was something they have not done. But it needs an eyes outsider. You need someone who is coming with, a fresh perspective, who is coming with something new that you don't know. And then the person is saying, stop, have you looked at this? Have you looked at that? Have you checked this? But trust me, I will say it categorically, the first year was not, I still didn't get it. I was just moving. I jumped into connecting. We did our family values. It was fun. Our house that used to be, have TV as our background noise and everything, like that was it. It was constantly on. At least we reduced that. We brought the children in, we shared it with their dad, and he was like, okay, because it was difficult. I knew it was going to be difficult, but somehow it wasn't too difficult. We started because we're implementing as we're going, and shout out to my sister again. A lot, we got a lot of resources thanks to Relit, my big sister, Sister Tolu. She will go to her shop, get a lot of resources. So, and boys, boys love to put their hands to things and they love to work. So we started doing a lot of puzzles. They got interested with Lego blocks and all of that. And so somehow media, we really started to reduce it. And my last son, so I will take them one after the other, but this one is striking because at that time his speech was not so clear. His speech was not clear, and that was because, oh my God, if there was anybody that screen parented, what it was my last son. It was my last. He was, because for me that was just the easiest way out. I would have orders. I would have big client orders to sort out, and one child is, I don't have the time, so that was what. And he didn't start school very early, so he started having, so gradually I noticed his speech started getting clearer. His speech started getting clearer, and I was like, okay, there's something here. I mean, I just continue, so it's how we are, so we don't even know that we don't know. Until you open your eyes to the fact that you honestly don't know. But whatever it is I heard, I submitted. And then my second son, whom I thought I was coming in for, the exuberant one, the one with a lot of energy. I was frustrated. That boy was literally frustrating me. My first son was the very cool, calm, collected cucumber. That was that one. And so that one, for him, he was like my trophy child and everything. But when I started, when with Inner Circle, I started to see that even my second son had issues. The fact that they had just transferred their dad, and then it was like, when coach talks about the 4 hours of negative parenting, because he was also scolded, he was also yelled at, he was also hit every once in a while. I know I would hit him. And and even his dad too, their dad was was a yeller, a big one. He's this prim and proper, he wants everything in the right place. And these are children, they are meant to scatter, they are meant to explore, they are boys again. So it was a struggle, particularly for him, because he was very wanted everything. That's how he is. Everything should be in a particular place. So if I thought I was prim and proper, no, I married somebody, the ogre of all of them all. And then God now gave him children that could not sit still. So when he left, I now had in my hands a child that had now started resenting. So the first thing, because we know the 4 hours of negative discipline that coach teaches, they either resent, they revenge, and they retreat. So the retreating was what he was doing at the time, when his dad was still around. But I noticed the moment their dad closes the door like this, it was like he released some monkeys from the zoo. Everywhere just becomes so there was something there. They weren't really integrating those lessons of, what you need to do per time. It was just like, okay, it was a hypocrisy kind of thing. The moment you go, we do whatever it is we want to do. And now I was the one of it all, and I wasn't finding it funny at all. So there was also a lot of resentment in me, like, why would you, I'm the mother, is it that you don't all of those things, those normalized nonsense we used to do, but gradually my son started letting me in. Gradually, I remember sending a message to coach that my 10-year-old son, who would not even allow me touch him, nothing, he started to allow me hug him. The second one, who I thought I came in for, I really did see that it was about, like, the first one was really the one that was, he had been affected by all my negative disciplining and everything. So I had a lot of work to do with him. And gradually we started to do it. The connection tools really helped us. I gradually reduced yelling. I saw that, yes, I knew. So connection was big for me. I told you the background we came from, but because I myself had to go through some form of healing. So healing started to happen before my parenting started changing. Yes, I was just going like on autopilot, but I now started to see where the gaps were. Oh, my parents too yelled. Oh, so that was why I became this person that will people please. I just wanted to please everybody just to do things. So it was a gradual process. If it's natural, it didn't happen overnight. And sometimes it was a painful one. But first year went, with us really just putting things together without necessarily understanding the impact of healing. And then second year came. with all of those coaches webinars. Those were, for me, those were like the life-changing webinars for me. There was something about the webinars of last year that will hit me and hit me over and over again. Who are you parenting? Even the parenting styles of your parents and how it affected you. And then I saw how, I how where the gaps were even in my parents parenting, because I was stuck, like I couldn't move from, but I had a perfect childhood. Why am I struggling with parenting? But I had a perfect childhood. I was stuck there. So but there's something, you don't move beyond the real work. So I kept throwing the connection tools together, and so whenever it is my kids, some will work, some will not, because I was still there, judgmental me. I was still there, still yelling sometimes. When I now really understood that, okay, my parents were not perfect. Trust me. See, anybody, especially in a home where there is a lot of love, there is a lot of, warmth, I tell you and I put it to you, please expose your children to mentorship. Please expose your children to your faults. Like, you need to work on yourself. Because I know maybe if there was a TIP, then definitely my dad was that kind of parent. He would join. But because there wasn't that, he didn't even know his own issues. But I saw, growing up, I saw that, oh, even the people pleasing, I got it from my papa. Like, it was there, and it still is there sometimes. So you cannot grow beyond what you know. And I'm so grateful for the inner circle. And then gradually I started to see that, that whole thing that I had put in my head, like, oh no, my childhood was perfect. It's the children that are the problem. Somehow I literally was naked. Like, inner circle will fight you. That was second year, was inner circle fighting me. I will enter coach's DM. I was like, I will cry. I literally will cry, because I will cry baby. Like, when it gets too much for me, after every webinar, I'll call my sister, and then, and this was me who was a coach. I was already working before I got into inner circle. I was already working on nurturing the boy child. We were doing podcasts, because when I started to learn about raising boys, I was like, it was a completely different world. If it's Nachi, I grew up with 5 sisters. I don't know all of this. Nami, I didn't even have a dad who was as that assertive and everything. Daddy will allow everyone air their views. Daddy will be the last person to make the final decision, but it will be based on what everyone had said. So I didn't know that there was anything where, okay, man will come and be like, okay, I'm the Odogu, I have the final say, I have this, I have that. So it was a completely different world for me, but being exposed, being in the inner circle, that community, I started hearing other people's experiences. I knew that when they say that your bedroom is too small to raise a king or more, it is true. So what I knew was my home. It was a one place, thank God. But the inside, I didn't know. What I didn't know was that outside wasn't going to be like that. So I started learning. I thought that it was only me that was going through. Oh, my children. Oh, my this. Oh, I started seeing other people saying the same things. And then somehow there was this peace, if it's synergy, that started to be inside of me. I was like, okay, Ameena, this thing. And then I'm a very impatient person. So when I'm working and it's not happening sharp, I'm like, okay, is that this thing is not working? Then I saw people that say, I've been here for 2 years. I've been here for 3 years. I've been here for, the likes of, see, if TIP started doing something for me, Masterpiece that was it. Masterpiece, that was it for me. Because there was one vulnerability that came with the women in the Masterpiece circle, and I would hear things. These are people who I saw, they had already grown, whatever, their businesses, they were doing well in careers, and almost everybody had the same struggle. There is nothing like community. If you are doing life alone, you're on your own. If you are on this stream and you're still wondering, why should I get into the inner circle? And then, are you not tired of struggling alone? Are you not tired of struggling alone? So that for me, that was because for me, I believe if you know better, we will do better, right? And so just hearing that people had the similar struggles, there was this sort of peace that I just got from, the inner circle. I stopped running around from here, there, looking for the cause that would be the final solution to all of my problems. And then I decided, I just rest. As in, I even feel like I'm resting already. I just rest. Let me take a break now, if it's Nachi, because yes, that was it for me, really.
Yeah. Amazing. It has been so lovely hearing from you. And there was something you said. You said, coming from a place where I've actually been coaching. I have a podcast and I do this and I do that. I am someone people come to learn from. But then you still find out that there was a way you put it. You said that you do not know. Like, you don't even know that you do not know.
Yes.
That's the clarity that comes with inner circle. It brings different perspective. Like you will be asking yourself, like, I thought I had actually known this. I thought I've actually gotten everything on check. I thought I was actually doing it from the right way, doing it from see yourself as somebody who is knowledgeable, who has skills on what it is you do with so much confidence, and then you come into the inner circle. Inner circle just brings down every arm of I know it, and coach will always say it is foolish to actually think you've done it all.
Yeah.
See, I tell you, when you come into the inner circle, there is no angle of your life that knowledge will not shift. There is no angle of your life that you cannot handle with knowledge. There is nothing on earth you can't do with knowledge. That's what the inner circle gives you. The inner circle gives you this revelation. It gives you this another different shape of knowledge that, I mean, you can apply it. When you said if it's natural, that peace started flowing in. I felt it, I felt it. You know, but when you do things from kalu, it brings a lot of noise. It brings a lot of confusion. It's so frustrating to do things from the fact that you think you were doing it well, and without realizing that there was just something not adding up. There's just something missing. There's a missing piece, and that missing piece is the inner circle. When you come into the inner circle, you now see that you can actually do these things without running up and down. You can actually do it peacefully. And I tell you, parenting is not self-sufficient. You can't do it alone. You cannot, there is no way. It's not meant to be done alone. Yes, it is not meant to actually do these things alone. Come into the community. Man, when you were speaking about connection tools, look, let me tell you, the connection tools, I have not seen any parents who come on this stage and tell you everything that the inner circle does for them. How many hours? 1 hour. 1 hour. 1 hour is not enough to tell you all there is. What we're giving you here is just abstract, just small dots up and down. When we connect everything and share to you how the inner circle has been able to transform, come on, you will see that, I mean, it's so much. There is just so much, and you're still there, you're still thinking, and you're still waiting for us to convince you. Why? A place that is first for you, you would have that peace first for you. You are the one that will first accept peace, and accepting peace is like accepting Christ, I tell you. And the inner circle is the place that will give you everything there is. You see, there's actually, the principle applies everywhere. There's nothing like, I am in that religion, I'm not in that religion, I don't think inner circle is for me. And there is no excuse. I tell you, there is no excuse. Whichever you are coming from, whichever angle of life you're coming from any walks of life you're coming from any angle of religion you're coming from, inner circle is the center of it all. Inner circle speaks to you at all points. It meets you at where you are. Inner circle speaks to you. There's this deliverance that comes. And I tell you, you will never know you need healing until you come into the inner circle. Yes, you will never know there is this healing you need first for yourself. Yes, so let's keep your children aside. Let's speak about you. Because parenting is first about you. There is this healing that comes when you just sit in. She said, if it's natural, I didn't do it in one day. I sat in the year. The first year was like I did, and then the second year, and then it kept going. Ma, how many years have you been in the inner circle? How many years have you been in the year?
Third year. It's the third year.
This is the third year. You've seen actionable, applicable results. Something very realistic that she's been able to share with this just length of 3 years, and she's still moving because she has to be consistent. The shifts come, it keeps coming as life transcends. Everything keeps adjusting. Inner circle, I've seen people who comes and say, I don't want to repeat level. Why are you worried about repeating? This curriculum is not the same. You repeat level 1, or you don't repeat level 1, or it's okay, it's fine. There is no way you can meet inner circle at the point where you met it when you came in. No way. Every time you come, you see different angle, different perspective, different highlighting. You will see the community. You will see everybody holding your hand. Nobody deserves to do it alone. The connection tool is so long. There is no way you can actually, I tell you, the knowledge in the connection tools, the knowledge you pick up from the connection, just that one is the practical step I'm giving you. Because until now, I've been able to break it down. This connection tool alone is fire. Fire. And then the webinar, you will sit into a webinar. You are on your own, or you are just looking at your phone, or looking at your laptop. Now only you go just cry.
Missiles.
You are just there. You are trying to hide yourself in every corner because the truth is hitting you bang, bang, bang from every corner. It's only in the inner circle. I tell you, and you are still there. Thank you so much, ma. And if you're just joining us today, we are privileged to be joined with yes, we are privileged to be joined by Ameena Isma'il. She's the inspiring founder of Nurturing Boys Academy. This one is a woman who has actually walked this intentional parenting journey. And today, we are so privileged to be actually seated with her here while she shares her story and her journey with us. And so far, we have been so blessed. Yes, ma, please. Speaking about the Inner Circle webinar, speaking about tools, I want to ask you, ma'am, the inner circle webinars, the books. Let's talk about the content that the inner circle webinar offers you. The inner circle webinar and the book from the inner circle. What depth of impact has it left on you? What depth of mark has the inner circle webinars and the inner circle book left on you? Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Ifesinachi. It's been a lot. See, some of these things, and I can't even share my whole story. I don't know. Sometimes, and no matter how you script everything, you say, okay, you come, you can't put some things into words. I'm only trying. Honestly, there's some things that are better experienced than said, and I just need you to be here. But if the people around you will testify to your growth, do you understand? So even if I can't put it into words, it is obvious that the growth is there. Yeah. So for me, those webinars were, I think the whole of last year, I doubt that I missed any webinar because that was what God needed for me. Like you, especially this journey I'm in, you're helping people. And yes, I was helping people were getting results and all of that, but there are levels to this thing. It was meant to be. God knew I had more to offer. And my coach is in the house. Coach, smile now. What is happening?
I didn't want to interrupt you. Please go on.
No, Coach, I had to stop. There's no how I will not stop. All right, Coach. Good morning, ma. And it's such an honor to have you on the stream. Yes, ma. So even Snatcher, I was already curating things for people, telling people how you can raise your sons better, how we should just be a lot more intentional with this. But God knows there was more. And so that was what Inner Circle did for me. He brought me to a place where I just came and I just surrendered. Like, okay, no, I don't know anything. Just sit here. And the first thing it did was my relationship with him himself. My God, it was something else. Where like I said, I'm big on learning. And there's this my sheikh, we call him my teacher, my mentor. He's late now, Sheikh Muhammad Al Sharif, and we did a course with him. I think he was an Egyptian. He lived in the US. Very, very good, very solid sheikh. We did a course with him, and he taught us, the power of envisioning, the power of what is it that you want for your life? What is it that you want? And he just took us through a process where we really started to really love God. Like, you look forward to speaking with your Lord. You look forward to knowing what your Lord demands of you. You look forward to, so with him, I was able to visualize what it is because for me, I had lost myself. In this. I was supposed to be here, there, and everywhere, a student. I had everything figured out with my father. And then came these 4 tiny little things that just turned my whole life around. And I didn't know what to do again, but I picked up. He helped me to pick up. And he was like, that prayer, you need that connection with God. So I thought, okay, with that was all, trusting God, tawakkul. And then I thought that was it. And so he came back with like the course on top of it. And that one came with your work, like putting in the work. I was like, I thought I'll pray and my life will come back together. No. So, and it was shortly after that, I joined the Inner Circle. When I joined the Inner Circle, I could see the tangibility of that work. You have to do it. Like, you have to do it. So whenever it is, I felt stuck, I will be like, okay, when I pray, everything will happen. No. Coach, you will hear coach in your head that, you have to stand up and work. So there's a place for time. So there's a hadith of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam where a man came to meet him, okay, now we are believers, now we believe in God. Can I just, and I'm going somewhere, can I just leave my camel to roam, and I know that God will take care of this camel? Or should I tie it? And I know that, and trust that God will take care of the camel. And the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told him, tie your camel, then put your trust in God. So you do not leave the work that you can do for God to come and do. And then you expect everything to just be done just because you are now a righteous person and you are praying to him and you're staying away from the things he said you should stay away from. And literally, that was why I got the inner circle. I've not seen someone that is as spiritually rooted as Coach. Like, how she loves her Bible. Yet, you don't come and every day we start it with prayers. No, there is a work. She asks you, have you done the work? Have you done the work? Have you done the work? Knowing that prayer is non-negotiable. If you are in the inner circle, you know that you cannot joke with your work with God. So that was it. That being able to, so my kids started to see that because there was a place for me just sitting down and expecting my kids to grow up to be these leaders and makers and shakers of the world when I was not fixing myself. So I started showing up for my coaching program in a completely different way. I became a lot more intentional. Before it was okay, passion. I have a passion for this. I want mothers to raise boys differently, but I was doing it with so much levity, But when I started to learn the inner circle, I started to become a lot more intentional. I started to become a lot more present. I started to put some form of structure to it. It wasn't just, okay, the passion, I'm doing it for God's blessing. No, God needs you to be able to show results, show working. So it now held me, I held myself accountable to my children too, because you can't be teaching someone and then, God, there's nothing you won't hear in the inner circle. How God coach you say that, pastors' children, coaches' children, they are at risk of you pouring out into other people and then forgetting your own. So I was just in a circle where I had someone holding me every step of the way. I wasn't going to now start pouring into others and leaving my own children. And so when the webinar, who am I parenting came up, I was like, oh my God. So my second son, who is a star-wired child, who when he goes in to any room just lights up the whole room and all, I started to see how I was like, this boy actually told his teacher that my mommy doesn't love me. He's a very expressive person. He told his teacher that my mom doesn't love me. She's always scolding me. She's always yelling at me. I don't think she loves me. I don't know what to do to make her love me. And when I went and I heard the teacher, first of all, it was, pride now, ego and pride. God, I beg. So first of all, it was like, who are you? Like this, how can you be telling me what is supposed to happen between me and my son and all that? But for me, it did something to me. I did all the explanation I could give her that day. Don't mind him. He doesn't sit in one place. But the woman was very mature. And now that I'm even in that system where I see Miss, what's her name? Miss, I can't remember her name right now. I'm like, okay, she doesn't talk much. So she had told me her own, and that was the work God sent her to do. All my explanations was not her business. So, but that one she said, it was heavy in my heart, and I had to go start to think about it. I was like, okay, Ameena, you need to sit down and really just calm all the way down and really start to reflect and introspect. There is work for you to do. So who am I parenting just opened me up to, I just started to see a different side of this boy. That boy was me. That boy was me. You enter into a room, you just light up everywhere. He's at the forefront of everything. He even goes in before he can even pause and see to say, okay, is this thing even for me? Because he just wants to know. He wants to be there. And so I now had to start to reduce the criticisms, the yelling, and then we started to look at what are even the things this boy loves to do? How can I contain this energy? How can I manage this energy? And so we will play. I started to play too, because I noticed when I play, I get his attention and then I can redirect him. And that was how I redirected this boy to reading. My son literally chews books right now. He chews every, there is no day, whether it's the one they told him to do from mastermind or from wherever. No, he will sit with a book. He sometimes is eating with a book. And like, Amar, please, can we just have a conversation as a family? So he had this large outburst. He will get angry and everywhere will be so, and if I had not taught him how to, let's calm down, because I will also get angry. Everybody will now be angry. And so it was a very chaotic thing. I would say my house was loud because we were very expressive. But there's a difference between being loud and being chaotic. At some point, it was chaotic. What is it? This one is shouting, now I'm shouting. Everybody's, I'm talking of 4 different kinds of energies. So just being able to, I had to learn to connect with him, then this boy draws. so you could draw, and you were climbing windows, climbing wall, climbing everywhere. So I brought him down. But with that connection, I was able to bring him, we're able to rein in that energy a bit. They still have their football, all of those things that take their energy. They play downstairs. They really play a lot. There's a lot of rough and tumble. Then I started to use that to teach. Okay, rough and tumble. You guys love to wrestle, right? Can you pay attention to when you see that your brother is beginning to feel uncomfortable? So that's you being self-aware. That's situational awareness. You're noticing that your brother is getting uncomfortable. That's empathy. So I started to use those things that they love to teach them. If there was everywhere I needed for us to fix the house, let's come. Okay, mama, just come and do 5 minutes with us. Oh yeah, now. I'll enter, drag my clothes up. Oh yeah, let's play ball. It was looked like this big me jumping up and down playing ball. But I knew that there was something I needed to do. And so when I get their attention, I'm like, okay, oh yeah, guys. That's how we do it. We're like, okay, guys, oh yeah, come, let's go and do this. Oh yeah, let's play. We are a team. So for me, team building is key. Teamwork is key. I saw that was one gift my parents gave us. My parents put that, okay, you are a force on your own. You will stand for each other, and somehow I know that I want that to be passed on to my kids. And you know how when you hear, oh, brothers, is the wife that comes and does this, is the if those brothers, if that foundation is solid, it's going to be difficult. In short, the wives will come in and fall into the solidity of that foundation. And for me, that is what I see. And that's what I'm praying to God to do for them. But you guys have to stand up and see yourselves as a team. So we do everything together. Mornings, everyone has their chores, and you're not just taking care of only your shirts. No, if you're in charge of hanging shirts, you hang everybody's shirts. If you're in charge of bringing out shoes, you clean everybody's shoes. If you're in charge of packing lunch pack, you pack everybody's lunch pack, so that nobody says, oh, it's on me, I did not take my own. No, and you that you didn't do your own, it's going to affect everybody. So there's something that comes with that, taking responsibility. It kind of shuts up from people who weren't doing anything. Because their dad was saying, no, their boys, they cannot do in whose house. There was no dad boy, because we were 5 girls. There was no father, there was no boy, girl, anything. My dad was big on responsibility. So if he was not around, we will carry car to mechanic. Electricians will come. It's his daughters will meet in the house. They will fix it. There was no, so all of those lines were not defined. That, okay, this is for the boy, this is for the girl. So I had to step up and say, no, we all are a team. And we will do so. Everyone had their strength, and we could key into everybody's strength. My first son, very responsible. He doesn't talk much. He's like his dad. He wants everything perfect. So I had to teach him that no, your younger ones, it's just the age that makes you know more than them. They're coming behind you, but I need you to carry them along. We're not there yet, because he just keeps going. He wants to keep going, but I'm able to tell him to, okay, stop, you need to carry these ones along. So he's very responsible. He loves to cook. He's in the kitchen in the mornings, handling things. His younger brother is still there because the last two are very close to the second. That one is a Gogwero. Once he enters everywhere, everyone just keys into him. So they see their older brothers. Okay, this one is the father that is in Lagos. This is him now. He's the one representing his father in Lagos. And so there's that kind of authority that they give, and it's okay. But I still want them to know that there's something called sibling mentorship. Thank you so much, Coach, for teaching us that. I had times when I struggled, and it was my sisters that literally lifted me up. Honestly, I had time. And even if I didn't even know I was going to be in that place. So even before then, when it was like, okay, things were going well for me, there was not, what didn't we share? Children's clothes, we will share around. Because we brought like very good quality things. And okay, and then we have a lot of boys. So we have 5 girls. But somehow we gave birth to boys. So we're like, okay, pass me down, hand me down. And it was a very beautiful thing. And that's what I hope for my boys. So I start to let them see that, we are, each person is a brick in this whole building. And you have to show up with your own. And so the littlest two, those are the easiest, honestly, the easiest to parent. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful, because the moment I started and I stayed consistent, it just trickled down to the other two. And then my first two that I would fight. Somehow those are the solid ones. I don't know how to put it. I stopped fighting them, and I started seeing that, these boys, there is nowhere they won't go. I will send them, they will enter market with me. Like, they are the rough ones. These other two are like the butties of the house. These ones are the ones that they are there's nothing they can't handle. So literally, I'm raising 4 generations, different personalities, but everyone with his own strength, with his own uniqueness. And I do not want to allow anyone to get lost in all of it. So it's with coach's help. That's why we stay rooted where we are. We keep learning. And just seeing that I have to nurture their nature. So I don't just bring one thing. You know how coach say we should start from their strengths to their weaknesses. I don't just bring one thing and just dump on them. I start with what is it that you're good at? What is it? This football, we've used football to achieve so many things. We've used football to achieve discipline. We've used football to achieve time management, waking up early, and even the game. So I didn't completely remove it, but everyone knows that weekends we have only 1 hour. 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes on Saturday and on Sunday. But you have to submit your mastermind now. You have to submit Coach Ibuka's assignment. You have to, so those are the things. What is in your hand? What can I use to get them to perform, to get them to not perform, to get them to do the things that they are supposed to do? So literally, that's how we've been pushing it. And so hopefully, the one big thing that I know that we stopped was hitting. Oh, my boys, with the amount of energy they had, they would, so it moved from sometimes rough and tumble to actually hitting. So that was a call for me that, okay, what's it called? We need to work on our emotional intelligence. So we learned the stop technique, stop what you're doing, you take a walk, and that was how my son, we created a calm corner for him. And it was such a blessing, coach, because he would sit. There was, I keep all of his drawings, very beautiful drawings, and he will sit and and then the last one is, like I said, those ones things I don't really like talking about them because those ones things just come easy for them. Now that last one, he doesn't allow anybody. You want to talk to him, whatever it is you need for him, he doesn't respond the moment you start yelling. He's so these first two, those ones, they are the older ones, and they are the ones that they're still struggling with some form of, emotions control and all of that. But the younger two, it's easy. It's been easier because I started when they were a lot younger. So they want to bring some of their traditional big brother things to these younger ones, and they don't take it. No, they don't take it. So Zaid will say, like, you should speak to me kindly and I'll give it to you. And I'll remind them, I say, see, I told you with your brother, you can't come with all of that gra. He will answer you. And then when he does, no, but don't you know we are the nothing. Can you calm all the way down? And the moment they do, so there's a lot of mentorship. Everyone is teaching every other person the person's strengths. Yeah, so I have 4. Like, it's not easy. I won't even lie to you. We can stay here if we want to keep talking. There's so much drama that goes on in the house. But the one thing I'm so grateful for is that my children are able to express themselves. So I didn't know the amount of retreating that my son had gone through. The first one, he's the one that is most like he's most like his dad, with everything. And somehow they kind of like did butt heads a lot. So, but when after I joined the TIP, my sister called me. I think that was like maybe like 6 months into joining TIP, and then she was like, "Oh, let me speak with the first," and she did speak with him. And when she did, I didn't even notice. I was just there hanging around something. By the time I collected the phone, my sister started crying. I said, "What's wrong with you? Why are you crying? What is it? Is this Khalid? Like, Khalid can have a conversation with me. How?" And I'm not talking, he was not smart. This was like he was 10 at the time. Khalid can have a conversation. Before you be talking to Khalid, he would show no form of interest. There was so much that was kept inside of him. So when I sent that message to coach, that coach, my son has started allowing me hug him again. I knew the win it was for me. There was so much, he had so much anger inside of him. He had a lot of things that he was struggling with because from downstairs, once they come, their daddy is like, "Hey, watch this, don't do that, don't stop yet." And so this boy had so many, that voice was in his head. He struggled a lot. And he's still a struggle. I won't even lie to you. We're still working, but I'm learning to remind myself that every misbehavior I see in them is an unmet need or an untaught skill, and it is still me and his dad. So and even for my marriage, I'm so grateful. I am grateful because it has not been an easy journey, for someone who his parents were constantly there, he had this, but to now accept that our parents did not know. What are you telling me? How can you? They raised us to be so responsible. So what are you saying? Who is Coach Wendy? That your yellow, that your coach, and all those God. But coach taught us not to fight. Coach said, "Don't fight." Coach came to Kano, and coach has no idea up till today what coming to Kano did to me. Coach said, "I just don't want to be found wanting. When I don't want to be like in presence of my Lord, I want to know that I have tried." It's not going to be easy. I mean, I remember sitting down on the floor, sitting close to her. It's not going to be easy. It's not easy. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. See, something left me that day. it was not about who is right. It's about us being one. And so I had to go. Somehow, all of the resentment, even I was feeling. She knows now. Even at the airport, it was like, "Coach, don't go. So how are you going to go now and leave me like this?" But she had deposited enough in me for me to just sustain me and to keep me going. And so my marriage, I started to work with honor. And see, nobody will fight honor. See, honor will open doors, logic will not open for you. Kai, it is obvious. See, they say fools don't doubt proof, but some people, even with your proof, they would throw it one side because, who are you to tell them what to do? So, but honor will come and repair. You see, that door, it will open it in a way that even the person doesn't even know they are opening the door. So that was just what it is. I just started to calm all the way down. I picked my battles. I just knew that it's good for us to move from hiding to do mastermind and Mary Beth. And then for now, when they call, they're like, we're doing Mary Beth. Oh, have you done Mary Beth today? You're like, yes, daddy, we've done Mary Beth. I'm like, that is it. You see this inner circle, we'll still join inner circle. And I know the kind of person he is. My husband too, he's a believer. Once he enters something, he enters with everything. So for me, that's the ultimate, that's where I'm getting to. But for now, I'm constantly reminding myself, it is not overnight. It is not a marathon. I'm sorry, it is not a sprint. It is a marathon. I'm going to take it one by gently. But it is not easy. I won't even lie to anybody that is on the stream, especially we coming from where we are coming from. The North, there's something it does. There's a way that the culture here has just, it has literally clipped wings of everybody, including the men, without even realizing that they are doing themselves a disservice. So they are, even their children, everything. There's a stuntedness that is happening here. And then Shaitan, because God told us, Shaitan told us, he promised us that he's going to come from our front, from our side, from underneath. And so the fact that we're refusing to open our eyes to the role we are playing in this thing, in these problems. And we choose to blame, what's it called? We choose to blame the screens. We choose to blame the government. We choose to blame schools. We choose to blame everybody. Shaitan is taking on it. And God, he is messing up homes. When I get to my impact journey, coach, I'll talk about that one. But for now, literally, it's just me working on this journey with these boys, trying to raise boys that the wives will not come and start crying for me because I don't have energy. I can't suffer in my young, and then now come out 4 children. I didn't know now. That is high. I would have had 1.5. Coach, see, it's not even funny.
What is half, please? I mean, I leave you alone. Which one is half?
I have had 4. Coach, no. So let me do the work now. As difficult as it is, let me do the work now. Yes. And then coach will come without telling me that failure is a tool. Reading the independent thinking child raising the independent thinking child last month, he just opened my eyes to so much again. My son, my first son, so he was that trophy child, that very good child that you see sit in one place and all of that. So primary school was a breeze. Always first, always. And then he got into secondary school and he started struggling with his grades. But the first thing I remembered was, will you shame him the way you were shamed if he did not come first 3 or first 5 those days? My mother, that's the only thing you will hear that holiday. Hey, you did not come 8th position. Second position, she just see, she just say, hey, second position, 8th position. She would just call, so those things, there's something it did to me. And I just knew I wasn't going to do it to them again. So it wasn't about the grades. What are you struggling with? So we started to look at their process. We started to look at what exactly he needed. And I saw that we weren't able to, the burden was a lot because they come back from school, they go for Islamia. And, that part was not something I could just take off away just like that. So I started to manage look at his timing and his energy. Thank you so much, Coach, for time and energy management. So that worked for me. And it also worked for my son too. So I saw that he's a very active at night, and he's in the evenings when everyone is asleep. And so his younger ones go to bed. I give him an extra like an hour to catch up on things, and then he does. And gradually, coach, by third term GS1, I could see an improvement in his grades. So it wasn't about shaming. Then for my second son, failure is he himself that used himself to tell himself that you see this failure, I will do. So I stopped fighting. Okay, Amar, shining star, because that one had a very, very, so beyond the fact that okay, he's good, he's studious and all of that, his character, he's very charming. And I'll tell him, guy, your charm cannot buy, it will not open every door. You need to settle down and do the things that you're supposed to do. Yes, you're a people person, people love you, people love being around you, but it's not enough. So he got into towards when they were preparing for exams. That was into GS1. There was just this thing he got that where I don't know whether it was a trend in their class, but like first to finish. And oh, Amari is always the first to finish, first to finish. And that thing got into his head. And I'm like, we need to settle down because this is your last, because he even wrote on his vision board, he wants to be the best in his set. Going the last set before going to secondary school, he wants to be the best because I think Khalid said they gave them laptops, so he wanted to be the one to take the laptop. And I'm like, okay, now we have to back this your vision body with action. But I saw that he wasn't really there. He would play, he would do this whole first to finish. Oh, mama, I was the first to finish. I was the first to finish. So me going on that graduation day, I knew that it was going to be hard for Amar to collect any first, but when they didn't call his name, he felt bad. He felt so bad. And that for me, again, while I understood that, I also saw that as a gap because you can't always be at the top. It's not possible. It's not possible. So I also didn't shame him. He came, his eyes were red where I was seated. I was chopping jollof rice because I came to graduation. I will eat my jollof rice in peace. It's you that came, and it's you. Your name did not call. They just called him. They called him for a few, for some subjects. And for me, that was also good. You need to understand that if you do not do the work, you cannot be living on past glory. This particular time, you didn't do the work, Amar, and that was why we didn't get we got the results that we got. Then I also noticed, he started saying no, he wasn't going to play with his best friend anymore because that was the one that became, so coach, that opening, just having that home where they can express themselves, it helped me to constantly see the gaps. So we went through a session of, no, that's not how to handle failure. This is you need to take responsibility. And these little things that we think are little, that's why a lot of men are struggling today. Failure to take responsibility. It's every other person's fault but yours. No, guy, you did not read. You read, even when you read, you go, you rush and submit. Who is giving you first? Did you hear them call the first to submit in the class always is Amar? No. So I needed to see there's a consequence for every action. So basically, coach, that is how we're moving on this journey called parenting. And then, because we can sleep here, but see, time is fast spent. Yes, ma'am. But thank you also for sex educate yourself like a pro. That one. I sit down with it like this. Because when Coach Ebuka comes with all of those things, these are things that when I start to can I still be heard, coach? Please let me just drink. Okay, coach. Here, small face. I've not even heard you speak. I have to hear
It's
you
your
speak.
floor. It's your floor, Ameena. We're here to listen to you. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
That's why we came this morning, to listen to you share your journey. So please go ahead.
Yes, ma. So thank you, coach. Thank you, coach, because the fact that you said we shouldn't, just demystified all of those things that around sex and the issues surrounding sex. Sometimes when first someone look at me, I'm like, Mama, you're not even shy. I say, oh, I cannot be shy, because these things are happening. They're out there. So if I am shy, how do you get to learn it? How do you get to know it? So we speak about this. I've never seen someone as excited about puberty like my sons. So they're constantly, just in that place where they're, oh, what have you noticed? Oh, what have you? So we speak, we just talk, coach. We just talk. And sometimes I'm really busy and I'm like, guys, okay, now mama needs to read. Leave my room. I'm locking my door. But know that the moment I come out, that is another session for one thing and that we're addressing. So the whole drug, porn, masturbation story, LGBTQ, and all of that, we're constantly updating ourselves. We're constantly talking about it. The sex creed you asked us to do, we do it. And it's, for me, that when we do sex educate yourself like a pro, I can't do it without bringing us back into our values and our walk with God. So it's a very spiritual process for us. We go back to tying it to our spirituality, tying it to what God says, tying it to just don't stop learning, guys. Just don't stop learning, because when you stop learning, you stop leading. That leadership position, you've given it to the internet, you're giving it to their peers, you've given it to the streets, you've given it to hush puppy. So you cannot stop learning as the leader in your home. So yes, thank you so much, coach, for just constantly pouring.
So I was listening to Ameena and I heard Ameena say, you just be doing, I said, why is she talking like me? What is this now? Ameena, please. Thank you so much, Amina, for being here. It's been an amazing, amazing time listening to you. I enjoy to listen to you. Amina, when I would talk, and you will know that she can talk until you now listen to her. Amina Isma'il. Amina is the head girl of Kano State, the Intentional Parent Academy. Shout out to you. Kano is that one state that hosted TIP Summit, and whether they were 5, maybe they were 6. I don't understand. I said to the
Just
team,
about 15. Yeah.
15. I said to the team,
Yeah.
I said, we're going to give an award of summit. Kano will be at the top. I don't know how they pulled it. I don't know what they did, but it was as if you just came home. Oh my goodness. Oh, we loved going. We still talk about Kano Summit till tomorrow. And then it was such a homely, lovely. We even didn't want to go. Like she was saying that she didn't want us to go. We didn't want to go. It was such a
We didn't
beautiful
want
time.
to go.
And it was such a beautiful time. Amina is a masterpiece woman, and Amina is my Amina. You know what I mean? Yes. And if you know, you know. Thank you so much, Amina, for being here. And it is an honor to
Yes.
be here. And I was listening to you share on some of the journey, and most of the things that I remember the day that Amina flew all the way from Kano, came to my office, and I was like, "Nne, what happened? What are you doing here?" And honestly, that was the time, the first time I was meeting her. It was such a beautiful thing. Something happened yesterday. A particular yada, she's 50. She said she's turning 50 on the 25th. Who is an incoming yada, sent me a message and said to me, "Coach, I heard about inner cycle the day of the induction. And when I sent a chat, they said I cannot join. So, coach, I have waited from 1st December last year till now."
Thank you.
So when I responded to her, right, and she was like, "You responded to me." You heard Amina saying that when the introduction. She's like, "You responded to me." I'm like, "I don't understand." Yes, now I have to respond to you. She not started again. "Are you sure this is not AI?" I just busted into laughter. I couldn't hold myself. I said, "Mama, no, now it is me. It was your coach. I'm here." All right.
Yeah.
Festival is something that I find very humbling, really. I find it humbling because I just see it as I love to connect with people, and I think that that's one very beautiful thing about the yard that I love. I usually tell everybody, I brag to anybody, I say that the yard is more beneficial to me than anyone. I remember having to do something just recently. I wanted to do something with my line MTN. I just said, "Who works in MTN?" I feel like I see 100 people. I go to the MD of MTN. Yeah. I'm like, "What is it, Yadas? You guys are powerful." Like, in fact, the MD was telling me ahead that, I would just refer it to somebody who would just handle your case and just call you. And I'm like, "Come on now. Only here, only in the yard, only in the yard." And we love it. And yes, I see a lot of people trying to be very cautious. Somebody was asking a question yesterday. I was, reading, and then I picked up my phone about to wind up. It was about 1 a.m. And then I saw somebody say, "No, I don't want to." How did she say it?
Disturb you.
Sorry, I didn't want to do that. I say, you're not disturbing us,
It
please.
sounds like
Well,
me.
this is what we are here to do. God has called me to you. For me, service is my way of life. It's my number one, pointer. My number one job is to serve. That's my number one job before any other thing. So if there's any point in time that I didn't serve, it's not because it was intentional. It must have been an oversight. But that's our, in fact, I tell the team, what you are here for is to serve. So we're here to serve you, and we love just serving. And when you look at the TIP team, the TIP circle, the TIP community, everybody just serves. Everybody just gets in and serves because that's what we do here. And yes, Amina is also a masterpiece woman.
Yes.
There's something that masterpiece, just does. And, I remember at the last retreat, and I was like, "Amina, you're here," because there were conversations before then. She said, "Coach, anyhow, Sha, I find my way."
You must be here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, coach. Yes,
Yeah.
coach.
And, before we, start going, that me and you were both coaches. We are talking plenty. So before we start going towards that, me taking, that's why I didn't want to talk. so I can listen to you. So tell us how this has impacted your impact journey, your any other part of your journey for this. Over to you, Amina.
Coach, we have time. But impact journey, how do I start? Coach, there are so many things that you have not heard. But we are still packaging to come and tell you, but really, thank you, Coach. Thank you for giving me the permission to not overthink things before showing up. I was a big overthinker. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to, it had to be a certain way. It had to be a certain standard. Coach, you demystified all of those things, all of those things that came from trauma. No, show up, show up, show up. Masterpiece turned my head, literally tore me apart, literally tore me apart. And I was like, okay, Amina, what are you doing? And then I started to, how when that assignment, God has it, and He says, stand up and go. I now stopped thinking. I just found myself that Coach, how did I even get into Coach's DM and say, Coach, please, can you come to Kano? I don't even know. But there were things I was hearing from my sons, from their schools, from other schools, and I was like, no, this is not okay. We can sit here doing our own job, trying to, make sure. But what of the environment your children are in? And coach will tell you that environment is bigger than your values. And I'll hear some things that my children, and I'm like, do these people, don't they have parents, for God's sake? So it was a heavy burden on me. And coaches coming to Kano was just, Coach, can you just come and tell them something that will just fix this mess up? And for me, because I had been working online, I run Nurturing the Boy Child Academy, and what I do is I drag women to come and sit down. No, they did not say we can't do it all by ourselves. We need our husbands. But on this journey, I have seen that when the woman wakes up, and somehow God has put us in that place where we're either in a coaching program or we're learning something. When you wake up, we didn't say you should arise, but can you stand up and be intentional about your process?
Arise.
We didn't say you should arise and carry the whole house on your head. No. But you need to, when you're serious with your life, there's something it even does to that husband that you were hoping will stand up. He's seen. And men are very logical. It's what they see, they move with. Whatever emotions we come with, oh my God, you promised me this, you promised me that. No, that's not it. That's not the conversation anymore. This is someone who also is building a generation. He may not know how to do it, but I've never seen, there's something about men. And there's this solidity, I don't know, there's I don't know what to call it, coach, but when a man there's this decisiveness about men. You see that family, we women, we could flicker sometimes. We're not sure, we're not here. Oh, is he loving me right? No, but when a man is building a family, I don't know, and that's why side chicks, because that's why he will never leave that family for you. He might not have it figured out, he might not, but he is going through his own trauma. But you see this family. So can a woman just stand up and play your role as a helper, play your role as a gift, play your role as, what it is that God wants to happen to that family with your help. But now don't go and carry all of the glory on your head because we love it, fine. The glory will come. See, it will come. It will come in its own way. But don't be the one to carry it. Just concentrate on doing the work. For me, that was what I got from Coach when Coach came to Kano last year. Just do the work. And every other thing will follow. So awesome. It's me dragging women to say, you're still crying here. Oh, my husband. Oh, people. Oh, this. No, can you just stay focused? Can you please stay focused? Because while you're crying, this boys that are under you, they don't have the role models they're supposed to have. They don't have them. Now you that has a role to also play in their lives, you're there crying up and down and they are growing. Time doesn't wait. They are growing. And so literally it's the same cycle all over again. Coach, that is what I see. Everywhere I turn, my one-on-one sessions, I'm like, can we just wake up, please? You come and then you're still telling me about your husband and all of Welcome. I empathize with you and I want you, but I want healing for you so you can show up for your sons the way God wants you to show up for them. So basically, we don't want the same thing because we're getting to that place where it's the same thing that is going to happen. So we went in through schools. So because I saw that educators tend to accept
better than even the parents. The parents are still looking at it like, okay, they don't even know their children. So the children are a different way at home, and then they are a different way in school. So the educators are the ones who know these children. And so I started to speak with educators. I went around, I talked to different schools. I started with my children's school, and I talked to different schools, and it was revealing. It was eye-opening, coach. At the same time, very scary. And that was why I didn't even know when I just picked her. I said, Coach, you need to be here. And I also, Coach is very magnanimous. I don't even know. Why she came to Kano was different. But I think 2 days before, I was like, Coach, please, can you speak to head of schools? Because I just want, see, I feel like, can we break these people's head and pour this knowledge inside? But when Coach came, Coach said something. She said, you have to be patient, Ameena. It's not like this thing, people are coming from a lot. So you can't just because you know doesn't mean, okay, once you say it, speak, everybody follows. So I learned even patience in Masterpiece. I learned patience just by looking at Coach. So you go to how many offices? When I was planning this conference, Coach, that's a completely different. Shout out to my Kano Yadas. Thank you for showing up in ways that nobody, I don't know what they will bring their children. Coach, about 40 parents gave me their children. Say take. And we did amazing things with these boys that came in like, okay, I don't care, I don't know, what are we doing here? I can't do this, I can't talk, public speaking, I don't speak. Coach, see them delivering on the day of the conference. We saw them grow. And so what that showed me was boys just need a safe space for them to be. Boys just need a safe, someone to just tell them you can do this. So rather than criticizing and constantly bringing them down, can we stand up and stand in the gap for them? While everyone is getting on board, by God's grace, they will all enter the ark. But before then, can we stand up and stand solid for these boys? So basically that was it. And so we saw boys now they were just all sorts of amazing things that they did. Spoken word poetry, the drama, the debates. Boys literally carried this conference matter on their head. And I saw, because Kano is a place where either you have family name or you have family money, nobody is listening to you. But I wasn't with Coach, you say if you don't find a place at the table, create your own table. And that was what I did literally. That was what I did. I got people to start thinking. I still get messages from people today saying that conference was healing for me. And I mean men. Nobody talks about men. Nobody talks about boys. It's like it's one, forgotten story. Thank you. And it's going to make me to start to see my son differently. And for me, that was it. Schools stood up. Everybody was like, who is talking? It was like I was saying what was on everybody's lips. For God's sake, these people are now they're not even shy. Some of them is in school right there. They're catching them watching pornography, because some schools are doing, okay, we're going tech, we're doing, all of the whole using laptops in school and all that. And then they have the school Wi-Fi with there's no supervision, there's no proper supervision. And so they're into all sorts of things. It's scary, Coach. It is. I keep talking to these heads of schools and I'm like, you people are not meant to be sleeping. It's not about the money that these people are bringing. Let us all stand up. But everyone is seeing everybody. There's a competition and all that. But we will get there, Coach, because we will, like I sit with some school heads, I cry. They cry. And I'm like, no, we have to do something about it. So, Coach, we're on this journey. It's a beautiful thing. Just saying that people are now starting to say, some schools are starting to consult to say, okay, can you come in and do like a character building for our children? And where would I have gotten it? Not Inner Circle. If not Inner Circle. So we're literally launching character building programs in schools now for children in Kano here. And so that we're moving from academic excellence to morals, to values, to identity. Because a lot of children are lost with all of the wealth that is surrounding them. They are so lost, and even their parents are more lost. Can we start with the children? Maybe, just maybe, it's the children that will bring in that light. Because the parents are uneasy, but they don't even know how to start. The husband is here, the wife is there, everyone. It's just a lot. But let's just start from somewhere. Like, I just stand up and move. So basically, that's what the journey has been for me. And it's not something I do alone. Yes, ma. Thank you for Coach Joy, who came all the way from Abuja. Coach Brenda, who looked at me and said, Ameena, you have not written a book. What's happening? That was after Masterpiece, and we're going back home, and Coach Brenda just slid into my DM. I sent her a message. I was like, Coach Brenda, because I love to serve, Coach, just like you said. I wasn't the best of, you see all of those programs we have in Masterpiece retreats, anyone, we've had two. That was me. Not because I knew how to do it, but I just push myself out there. I say, see, what do you need me to do? I will do it. I don't even know, but I'm the one learning in the process. But I'm so grateful to all of you who see me as worthy. Coach Brenda, you, Coach Joy, and I just do what it is, and then I learn from them. So that place of service has really helped me. And then Coach Brenda was like, okay, you've not written a book. I mean, I need to write a book. And so that was how Now I Have a Son came about. It's a book where I just poured all of myself into it. Like, see, we can't continue to cry. Basically, that's the summary of the book. We can't continue to cry. Shout out to my assistant team lead, Mr. Chidi. He wrote a very, very substantial section of the book about, because we need to hear from men themselves. So in this book too, you would hear men talk about their own stories too. And thank you for everyone who contributed to making this book happen. We're starting a character building academy too for boys. I'm working closely with my brother with this one, because he's someone who has done very well for himself too. And I want these boys to see somebody to look up to. So it's going to be an exciting next couple of months, Coach. And where could I have gotten it if not for the Inner Circle? Thank you for the Inner Circle. Thank you for Masterpiece. Shout out to everybody. I can't count names. Or my sister who left her family. And she was like, okay, I'll come for the conference. We literally planned this conference together. And then she came back when we had the boot camp again. God, Coach, it was so, you see people who, it's not the wealth, it's not the money. They have the wealth, they don't have the exposure. Just zoo, just museum that we took these children to. These boys were so excited to see things, learn about their culture, learn about all of these things. And these are people who are born and bred here. So we're just doing our children a disservice, and we think it's all about this wealth. But we're here to change the narrative, and we're here for a very, very long time. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you.
Amazing. You're listening to Ameena Isma'il. Ameena Isma'il is a Yada indeed, and she is also a masterpiece woman. One of the things that you learn from Yadas who are rooted is that they become inside. I tell people, when you serve, you're not serving for me. It is for yourself. That's the truth. Because the transformation happens to you. It's not me. So if you want, come into the Inner Circle and put your nose up. You're on your own. We'll just keep moving. You will still not be able to. There's something I realized. There's a part of your life that doesn't get unfolded if you don't serve. That's something I realized. And that's just where that's where fulfillment actually lies. And I was teaching Masterpiece Women over the weekend, and I said to them, when Moses was called, God knew that if this guy doesn't serve, he's going to be dead. So he got him to serve. He got him to tend to another person's sheep. That was exactly what God did for him. I started to tend to it first. So tending to those sheep, he learned how to tend to humans. That's how it works. It was another person's business. He was tending to it. Moses learned in 40 years what he would do with people. And that was his own training ground, his own learning ground. It's John Maxwell who said, if you really want to build a thing, be part of something bigger than you. If you really want to build a thing, be part of something bigger than you. And that's something that you must pay attention to. Because in the journey of life, that's the most important thing, becoming. And I've seen people become just by being in this system and watching. I've seen people go from being ordinary teachers to be multi-millionaires. I've seen it. I'm not telling you stories. I've seen people who came in earning 30,000 naira. Right now, what Ayada said to me, I need to show you my account. And I saw the account. I was seeing millions. He said, I remember the way I was arguing with you that 50,000 naira was a lot, that I was not going to pay it. Who are you? Why are you there collecting money for parenting? You might be that person out there thinking the same way. But if you don't pay, you will actually not get the substance. That's the truth. Buy the truth and sell it not. The truth is not random. And the truth is not on social media. I keep saying it. Don't pick it on social media. The things you will learn, you will never learn it on the social media. Neither will you learn it anywhere else. Alrighty. There was something Ameena said that I couldn't help but post. Once you stop learning, you stop leading. You hand over leadership to internet, hush puppy. Ameena Isma'il. I didn't know where hush puppy came in. But once you stay in the yard after a while, you learn how to do top two bars. I don't know how they learn it, but somehow you just get to that point where you are releasing subtle bars. Ameena, in 1 minute, tell me the 3 books that will be your top 3 books in the year this year.
Okay, Coach. it's hard, but yes, we don't have time. So yes, in 1 minute, I will go with the discipline series, which is connect to correct. Discipline is not an emergency, and the discipline that works.
Thank you,
Literally,
ma.
connection for me was
Discipline
not.
series. You have
Yes,
named three
discipline.
books.
No, no,
That's
no,
all.
coach. That's one. That's one, coach. The Raising series, ma. Yes, the Raising series. The Raising series is special to me because you see those three: raising the boy you don't have to bail out, raising the girl with sense was for me. Me, because I'm sure Coach Etima will say I've stopped disturbing her. I told her she should come and adopt me. Even me too. I need sense. I need that sense. I still
We
need
need to
sense.
enter girls' hub. I told Ayatima, please allow us to enter girls' hub.
Allow Center Girls Hub. But coach, thank you for writing that book, Raising the Girl with Sense. And those webinars were fire. I still come back to them every time because decision making was a big problem for me because I wanted it to be perfect. I didn't trust myself. I wanted it to be perfect and didn't have trust in myself. So no matter how good something was, I would always doubt myself, self-doubt, self-doubt. If I hadn't gone here, there, and everywhere, but coach, that's not your girl is girl in here right now, and so I'm so grateful for that. Just helping me to own myself, including my mistakes. It's big. Yes, shout out to my sister. We've been on this journey together. And the third is parenting advantage because honestly, my parents were are an advantage to us. And even though, yes, they were okay. Can you see me? Sorry. Aha.
Loud and clear.
Okay, coach. So even though I just want to be able to build on what it is that they did. Yes, they made mistakes. They were, things they struggled with. But the fact that they were committed to the process. I say it every day. If there was an inner circle during our time, my dad would have joined. That's how intentional he was. He would hold family meetings. He would come to my school and sit on my table and say, go through my my book, page by page. I was in boarding school. Every visiting day, where people were hustling for jollof rice and kuli and meat and all that. Daddy will sit on my desk and he will go through my book page by page and like, okay, why don't you have dates here? What's happening to this place? So he was that's intentional. So I want to be able to do that. Yes, ma. So basically that's it. So the parenting advantage, the discipline series, and the raising series, ma. Yes.
So just for context, this is the
Yes.
discipline series. I mean, I named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. One, this is the
No,
racing series. I mean, I named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
coach.
books. It's only yadas that wake up
No.
and name 7 books as one. And name 5 books as I don't know who does that. But it's
Coach, you're
okay.
solving problems. You're solving problems. Anything I want, I carry one book. Anyone I see raising the trophy child, I still read this book again, and I was like, "This is me." Ha,
Yes,
Coach, thank
you
you,
have
thank
named
you.
all the racing series, man. We take it as one. Since you have collected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books as one. Who does that? It's all right. Racing series is now one book, according to Amina. Congratulations to you. Who are we? Could you question your mandate on how racing series come to one book? Alrighty. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
for being here. It's been an hour, 33 minutes. Awesome time with you, Amina. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for always serving. Amina is that one person that I can call closing my eyes and she will jump out of her skin. Recently, I called her to do something in Kano, and I said to her, I won't call you again because you're overdoing. I was saying it to a friend. I said, this time I will not call her again because she will not do. In fact, my friend was laughing at me. Like, what is it? Thank you so much, Amina. And it's such a heartwarming thing to have you and to see you grow. Amazing thing to see. I am particularly grateful to have you right in my corner. Thank you so much for being there. And thank you for sharing your journey. Your journey has been very instructive today. A lot of the things that you said that were really amazing. Oh, by the way, Yadas have a lot of insight. Today, somebody shared something with me from the scripture of what I've been saying since. You see that thing that I said there's no lion anywhere? Somebody gave me a short reference for it. Ah, yeah. Just don't worry. I will share with you when I'm done
Share with
today. I
us
mean,
as usual.
in your last words, what
Yes.
what will you say to someone who is listening to you, who is probably like you, lives in the north, Muslim, and just thinking this is not for me. I don't think I'm going to get anything. This is just for starting people. Over to you, Amina.
Thank you so much, Coach. I At this point, how badly do you want the change? Are you paying lip service to that change, or you want that change really badly? If you do, if you're tired, and we know because we have there's something called the fitra in Islam, which is the natural inclination towards something. So it's not, forget any other thing, all of the culture and all that. There is something when you're unsettled, when you're not doing the right thing. Allah has a way of showing it to you. And let's tell ourselves the truth. We are struggling. We're struggling. Are we going to keep allowing culture hold us back, or we will stand up and do the things that align with what God has told us in that Quran? And God knows it's the same thing that Coach says every single time. And so I find myself flipping through the pages and, connecting with what Coach is saying. Because of what Coach is teaching, I'm even connecting more with my Lord. And there's a tangibility to what it is that I'm reading in the Quran. Okay, Coach, sorry, but let me just talk. Quran journaling literally has changed my life and is changing my boys in my circle. So the boot camp, we taught about Quran journaling, because with Coach, you can't sit with Coach and then he should just quote scripture and say, and that's all. We break it down. And so I'm teaching my sons and teaching boys in my circle and teaching women in my circle to, can we learn to move beyond memorization and what's it called, and reciting the Quran, to actually breaking it? Because a lot of us, we go to Quran schools, but what we do is, this Quran is written in Arabic and we don't understand it. So you see a 25-year-old man not actually knowing, other than maybe the very short surahs that say, okay, have 3 verses, 4 verses, and those ones are not many. And we have the whole 114 surahs in the Quran, and just 4 or 5, the English version of it. Can we see how we are being a big disservice? We're doing a big disservice to ourselves and our children. How do we now know what we will wait for one sheikh to interpret it in something according to how he knows, according to his own trauma, according to his own healing? That is bondage. So can we sit and take our Quran and learn and say, when Allah says that do not make mockery of someone, when Allah says do not eat the flesh of your brother, when Allah says, what does that mean? So we're taking it a step further and saying, can we journal about the Quran? Can we read it? Can we connect with it? And then can we act on it? That's the only way, because we see what's happening to us in the north, and yes, in the world generally. There's a far cry from what it is, what God's promise to us is. And that's because we are not doing the right thing. He said, you're the best of nations, but there's a condition to it. If you enjoy what is good and forbid what is bad. But because we don't even know what is good according to what God wants, we're not doing it, and we're doing what culture wants. So can you just put culture aside and come with an open mind? I'm so grateful, Coach, for that you continue to make this open to everyone. I'm seeing the Muslim population is growing. Shout out to my sister Fatigiwa, and how we have Muslim yadas in our DMs like almost every day these days, and we're like, yes, we're putting something together. That is our own social roadmap. That is our own social network. Let us build it so that we don't, which our children won't get lost, and we're even saving the lives of other people's children. God help us, Coach. We're here for a very long time.
Amazing. You have listened to Ameena Isma'il, and Ameena is here sharing on my intentional parenting journey. This has been a very profound journey. Ameena is the visionary founder of Nurturing Boys Academy, and Ameena is the head girl of Kano Yadas. And Ameena is also a masterpiece woman. The masterpiece is not there are masterpiece women or there are masterpiece women. There are masterpiece women believers. They know what I'm talking about. The ones that believe anything. Like you say, we're moving like this. They say, Coach, where? Let's be going. I call them the believers, right? Powerful women. And I am so proud to have you right in my corner. Thank you, Ameena, for gracing this stage today. I love you. I honor you. Thank you so much for being here. And we are going to let you go today. Ameena makes big ever. I'm looking forward to that cake. During Christmas, our children are asking, so they brought cake from Kano.
Ife and Ayo, it's me and them this Christmas. You should not worry. Coach, we don't want it. That might say we should stop eating puff puff. We don't want you touching our cake. Please.
Sorry.
No. Thank you so much,
Yamina,
Coach. Thank
thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yes.
All right, you have just listened to Ameena Isma'il. Ameena is really having in the yard for 3 years. And trust me, there are yarders that Ameena said in her first day, she didn't understand much. He said, I don't understand. You are not supposed to just be understand, just be here. After a while, it was thinking. Let me tell you something that somebody shared with me today. And it made me very, very, the person said, Ma, I've heard you say that there's no lion anywhere. I didn't know it was scriptural. I don't understand. Have I a joke to you? You don't know that what I say is scriptural? Are we joking here? According to my father in the Lord. You think I'm joking? No. Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22, verse 13. He said, the slothful man saith, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets. So when I tell you that there's no lion anywhere, NIV says, the slogan says there's lion outside. I will be killed in the public square. When I tell you that there's no lion anywhere, I saw it in my Bible. I didn't see it outside of it. So yes, you heard me right. Everything we do here is, you will see it, you find it. You read the scriptures, you find it, you navigate and you find it inside. All right. And it was this morning that somebody just screenshot it and said, coach, I found the scriptural backing for there's no lion anywhere. Because indeed, there is indeed no lion anywhere. Thank you again, Ameena, for listening to us. I remember that the first time I said there's no lion anywhere, let your children be out. The people were like, they will die. They will, I say it's not here. We don't do that here. I love it. I can't wait for Inner Circle 2026. My excitement is off the roof. So when new yarders are sending me message, I'm just getting excited and all of that. And by the way, I am responding to every single chat myself. There's no PA helping me. I want to be able to know who you are. I want to know who is talking to me. I want to have a connection with who I am going to be teaching. I want to know I want to be able to feel the pulse. That's the differentiating factor with what it is that we do in the yard. By the time you get into the inner circle and we meet for the first time, you will think we have known for years. That's a different, thing. We don't sell coaching. We sell transformation and relationships. That is what we do here. It's not about just coaching, just come and then you collect your money. Somebody said to me, are you sure that this 1 year is a long time? Oh? So this 140,000 people are charging for a whole year? I said, yes. I've attended programs like this. So after like 1 month, the noise will die down. I said, where? The tempo rises as we go. I love it. As we are going, the webinars in October and November are hotter than the webinars in January. It's a grace. You can't take it away. Even me, I don't know how it's done. Like there is an energy maintained through the year. It's only God that gives that kind of thing. Even me, I'm wondering, where does this kind of energy come from? So there's nothing to be afraid of. If you are in the yard, you are the one that will run away. You are the one that is going to ask yourself, are you sure that this thing you can't do it all. Don't come into the inner circle wanting to do everything. You can do the things that you can do part time. Trust me. And then you keep going. You keep going. All right. And trust me, come with your mind. Come with your full heart to run with instructions. The first instruction that we've already given you, incoming yarders. You fail at the first instruction, you fail at the rest. That's the truth. You fail at the rest. Because it takes a lot of humility. When you come in, there's something that we say in the yard. We say, put on your humility, Abada. Humility, Abada is a thing. Without it, you go nowhere. You need to plug, when you come naked and not ashamed. We ask questions, the one that feels stupid, the one that feel, I don't know where to get it, I can't see it. We ask all those kind of questions. There's nothing like in the community that you're asking stupid questions. Never. You try to take it. If anybody says that, we take you out. Straight. Because honor code is something that we live by. It's something that we live by. And trust me, even if we have 1 million yarders, we're going to attend to them in that same manner. So, trust me, we are in for the most beautiful ride of the century. I can't even imagine what will happen to any of us at the end of 2026. I can't imagine it. Sometimes I'm looking at the curriculum, I'm looking at it, I'm like, "Hey, come on now. I mean, even me, I'm going to be testifying when we get there. I look forward to welcoming you into the yard. Trust me, paying 140,000 every year. So one of my mentees was talking to me yesterday, and she said, "My program is 500,000, coach, for a year." And I have people that are paying. And then, somebody was asking me, 500,000, is it the coach when he's just charging 150? Why? Is it not your mentor? She said, my mentor has worked so that I can fly. I love it. Trust me, this is one of the best programs you can attend at this rate. You can't find it anywhere. There's nowhere. Inner circle is worth millions if you sit at it. But no, you are not going to pay millions. You will only pay 140,000 and 220. But let me say something. I see quite a number of people who have been on this stream who have been. If you've been on this stream, if you're on this stream today, I have an offer for you. So instead of you paying a 140,000, I am offering you. I don't know how many people are going to make payments today in the next 24 hours. I am going to be doing the difference of your payment. So I'm going to be doing it for only 100 people, right? The team can hear me. We're going to be doing the balance of 20,000 naira for only 100 people, okay? So if you're ready, get in, take the offer, and pay 120,000 for today only, please. And it's only for 100 people. Once we reach 100 people, the rest of the people revert and pays 140. So if there's somebody send them this offer, send them this note, send them this right now. This offer is only for today. Please trust me. By tomorrow, this offer will not be available. Did I say tomorrow? In the next 2-3 hours, this offer will be off the table. It's only 100 people. 100 people is not a lot of people. Trust me. We onboard 200 people in a day. On a normal day, right? So it's only for 100 people. Team, please hold me. All of their balances are on me. I'm offering you this because I want you to come and experience. I want you to come and experience what it is to be in the yard. Somebody said, can we take this offer for 2027? Yes. I have some people who have already made payment for 20 as we speak. Onboarded. I have the first cohort 1A guys seated in 2027. I'm missing something, right? But this offer is only valid for the next 100 people. If you are here, now you have somebody, please get them this offer and let them be able to use it. So I'm going to credit the team with that balance, but it's only for 100 people. Please don't overburden me, please. And then you pay the 120. But if you are told that the offer has finished, it means it has finished too. So that you are not coming to say, hey, you heard it. So take it now, rush now, move now, and start doing it. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to welcome you on the 1st of December. You think you have seen an induction? Wait until you sit at the induction of 2026. 1st December 2025 is going to be the most amazing time you can see. I can't wait to see you there. Permit me to lead you. Permit me to be the person God has sent to you to actually lead you in parenting. Because indeed, God has sent me to you. You're not here by accident. You are here because there is something God wants for you and your generation. It's not about now. It's about years to come. But will your name be heard? I was reading the Bible. My son was reading the Bible in Matthew chapter 1. And he said to me, man, how come all of these people, they just had a mention? There was nothing attributed to their name in the lineage of Christ. My head splitted into two. And say, son, that is it. If you do nothing about your legacy and your generation, you can actually be a part to the end, but you will just be a mention. Will you end up being a mention? Let me stop here. I'm moving to another place. Thank you so much for being here, and do have an amazing, amazing day. See you at 2 p.m. at Tuesday Live. Don't miss it. Invite your family and friends. It happens there, here, every 2 p.m. every Tuesday. We're here live. See you there.
Common phrases in the inner circle. Let's go.
You're coming for an inner circle webinar and you're not with your yellow blanket with red trimmings. Is that even a joke?
Oh, I'm running and I'm not looking back because 10,000 lions are chasing me. I have watched all the webinars, but today, Coach came with a bazooka.
Even with my humility agbada, I still collected.
If you're not in the ark, you better enter now because flood na bia o.
In the inner circle, we dey walk and they show.
CIP police is coming for you. There is no need harness here.
You definitely cannot relate because you are not in the yard.
If you are not in the yard,
why not?